The Bible says in Matthew chapter 19, verse 3, Pharisees also came unto him, tempting him and saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause? You will discover there are only two things that Jesus was tempted with. Number one, question on marriage. Number two, question on money. No other thing. Those are the two greatest problems in the world today. It's either the issue of marriage or the issue of money. I'm writing a book right now called Matrimony. Not matrimony, matrimony, because it's a big issue that we need to address. So they came to tempt him and they asked him, is it okay for me to put away my wife? And Jesus answered and said to them, have you not already that made them, in the beginning made them feel and female, and said, for this cause shall a man leave his son and his mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and the two of them shall become one flesh. And wherefore then shall no man be not but between, but one flesh. But what therefore God hath joined together, let no man put asunder. They said unto him, why did Moses then told us that we can write a bill of divorcement to put her away? And he said to them, Moses, because of the hardness of your heart, so are you to put away your wives. But from the beginning, it was not so. And he said unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife and say with people for fornication, shall marry another committed adultery. And whoso marrieth her, which is put away, doth commit adultery. And the disciple said unto him, if the case of a man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry. These are disciples. These are not the people that tempted him. This is Peter, James, John, Bartholomew, Matthew, Luke. They said, if it is so, then it is good not to marry. You know, God said it is not good for man to be alone. But by what they are experiencing, they say it's not good to marry. And which means that even the apostles of Jesus, like Peter was telling you, came to a time they were having problems in marriage. I'm sure Peter was having. To make it worse, his mother-in-law was living in his house. And the woman was sick. Peter was already giving thanks to God. She's about to die. Jesus now came and healed the woman. Peter must have said, I will deny you. I must deny Jesus. How can you do this to me? God is about to solve my problem. You now came and healed this woman. They said, if the way of a man be so, let me give you the background of what was happening here. In those days, in the old Jewish tradition, it was very easy for you to say to your wife, when it's not working, you are done. You just said to her, I don't think this relationship is working. So you write her a bill of divorcement and you give it to her. She could go and marry somebody else, then you move on. In fact, the Islamic religion is better. You can marry 4 women, but if you are tired of any of the 4, you can change them at will. All you need to do is to tell the woman 3 different times before witnesses that I divorce you. And I love Islam because they give room for expedited divorce. So you can say the 3 in one day. Where is my food? I have not cooked it. I divorce you. Why are you dragging your feet like that? I divorce you. Is it me you're talking to like that? I divorce you. Final. Jesus was now saying, once you are married, you can't leave your wife. Wow. Wow. I love the way the Message translation put that verse 10. It says, Jesus' disciples objected. They said, if those are the terms of marriage, we are stuck. Why get married? We are stuck. If what you are saying, Jesus, is how marriage is, then why get married? Because all of them are having issues and they've almost come to a time they don't think it can work. You know, years ago, Larry King tried to put Billy Graham on the spot. Billy Graham is one of the greatest evangelists that ever lived and one of the greatest Americans. I've been to his house in North Carolina. A tremendous man is dead. His house, his library will intimidate anybody with pictures of him and all the presidents and all that seeking his counsel. So Larry King asked him and said, have you ever thought of divorce? Surprisingly, Billy Graham said no. Larry King said no, yeah. Then he whispered, said, but I've thought of murder several times. I've thought, this woman, I will kill her today. I will just kill her and thank God she just died. So even if Billy Graham can have that kind of a problem, it shows you that marriages have issues. So they said to Jesus, if this is marriage, then we are stuck. Then why get married? Then verse 11 of Message translation is crazy. Then Jesus said, not everyone is mature enough to live a married life. It requires a certain aptitude and grace. Marriage is not for everyone. Jesus can only be Jesus. The wisdom of his words are weighty. He said it takes some maturity of aptitude and maturity of certain grace for marriage to work. Certain grace, certain aptitude, maturity is the only thing that makes marriage work. If that is not there, then there will always be a problem where marriage is concerned. So many a times this is the issue. Some people, they have what I call certain grace, but they did not develop the aptitude. Some have the aptitude, but they did not get the grace. And it's like the two butts of a bird that make him fly, one will not walk. Or the two legs of a man that makes him run, one will not walk. You need the maturity of certain aptitude, maturity of certain grace for your marriage to work. Are you here? So today, in the next 15, 20 minutes, I want to talk about the ethics of love. Is that okay? Yes. All right, Father, thank you because you are the author of love and marriage. Speak to us today in such a way that everybody will know we've had an encounter with you. We give you praise and glory. In Jesus' name we pray, and everybody say amen. When I started driving the first time, I thought, why do people have a car accident? Because driving looks so easy to me. But here, people have accidents. That's something that happened to me when I fell in love. When I fell in love, I actually thought, why do people have marital crisis? This is so sweet. Have you ever been in love before? Oh, yeah. Your heart is doing bang, 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 bang. You can talk to the person 1 hour. So I started wondering, how come people have problems? And when you talk to married men, one man said, well, all men must be married. No man must go unpunished. Some of you will get that tomorrow. All men must be married. No man must go. And I was wondering why. In a book written by my wife and I still do, we wrote there the story of a man that was watching the video of his wedding in the rewind. Video in the rewind. And sometimes I can be watching video in the rewind and say, leave me, that's I love to watch my wedding. I love to see myself remove the ring from my hand. I love to see myself walk out of the church. I love to see myself enter my car. You can watch it in the rewind, you can't turn it in the rewind. Give me some more volume if you will. So the question is, why do marriage have problems? There are ethics. I don't have time to mention the ethics and the ethics of love. I'm going to mention 3. Is that okay? Because of the constraint of time. There are 3 I've discovered. And let me quickly say this. The ethics in love is almost normal to everybody. P.T. mentioned his own. I have my own. Almost normal to everybody. Billy Graham said they are considered mother. Everybody. And if you think it's only anointing that makes marriage work, then Benny Hinn or Yakilome should not have marital problems. If you think it's only wisdom, Makmudok should not be divorced. Are you still thinking? Yes, Kerry. I thought when his wife comes to him and say, Honey, I want to divorce you, just say, oh, Holy Spirit. Oh my God! Are you getting what I'm saying? By design and default of God, it does not work like that. It takes certain aptitude and certain grace, maturity in both to make marriage work. Now, let me also say to you, it took me time to believe that ethics of love is a good thing, Pastor Twin. It's good. After Tina and I had pastored for about 10 years, we started having some problem with counseling marriage people. And the two teachers said, I'm just tired of all these people having problems. Can't we even have one that does not really have problem? As if God wanted to answer my question. Then we counsel a couple. That is when I knew that headache is a proof that the love is still alive. That when the ache is gone, the love is dead. And we're counseling a couple, and the husband said, don't mind that, she's a cheat. She sleeps around. And I said, how do you feel about it? I said, what's it? I do my own. There was no, he's not been giving me money. She says it not with anger or anything. No pain. That's when I knew that pain is not your enemy. The fact that you still can't sleep over what he did last night is a good sign. The fact that what he said on the phone annoy you is a good sign. When he stops annoying you, that is when you need real help. I tell them in my church, I say, pain is never an enemy, pain is your friend. You don't know that? That is why I used to hate this advertisement. They will say, in my country, they say, take Panadol, after 3 days, if you don't get better, go see a doctor. And I hate the way your Yorubas will say Lori Dokitare. And I say, nonsense. After giving my money to pharmacists, it's not working. I should go and give my money to GP again. Nonsense. But what they're trying to say is that if you use this and it does not cure the pain, that means the pain is not the problem. The pain is the proof that it's a problem. The pain is the proof that it's a problem. If not for pain, you put your hand into fire, you won't know your hand is gone until, I don't have hand again. But the reason why God put pain there is that when you put your hand into fire, then your hand is preserved. So the pain is a vital sign that there is still life. When something is dead, there is no feeling of pain. You can slap a dead man anyhow. So that ache you are feeling in your love life, with your siblings, with your parents, with your friends, in your church, is a proof love is still there. Hallelujah. When you stop feeling the pain is when there is real danger. So there are 3 aches I'm going to mention today. Number 1 is the ache of unhealthy comparison. Unhealthy comparison. Why are you not like Sister Jane? Why? Sister Jane, why are you not like Sister Jane? Have you met people that say things like that before? Why can't you be like Chidi? Why can't you be? I've seen people fight over, I don't know if you get what I'm saying. And you see, one of the greatest problems of comparison is that there is no basis of comparison. We are not all standing on the same platform, so you can't compare me with any other person. Are you getting what I'm saying? Very interesting story. One woman nearly killed her husband. Look at you. You don't open the door of the car for me. Look at Pastor Shegun. He's always opening the door of the car for his wife. He's a cultured man. You are not a cultured man. The man said, I will change tomorrow. But he forgets. Every time the man is always forgetting. One day, the woman was waiting for the man to come and open. The man opened the door, went away. The woman waited. When she was there, she opened the door. So one day, it was harassing Pastor Shegun. Why don't you open the door? Pastor Shegun went to the man and said, Rachidi, you are my greatest problem. He said, why? Because you always open the door of the car for your wife. My own wife is complaining. You know, in Africa, if a man opens the door of the car for his wife, one of them must be new. It's either the car is new, it's shocking him, or the wife is new, is trying to impress her. So why don't you you're always opening the door of the car for your wife. My own wife is, the man said, I don't know what you're talking, me open the door. No, the door is spoiled. I have to jack it up, lift it up to open. So, she's been fighting her husband over his spoiled door. Are you getting what? That's why you cannot compare. I had to do a meeting in my church with my pastors one time, and I said to them, listen to me, man, I want to have a meeting with you, and I just want you to introduce to you Reverend T.J. Oduwole. They clapped their hands. I said, you didn't get it. I want to introduce you Reverend T.J. Oduwole. They clapped. I said, you didn't get it. I want to introduce to you Reverend T.J. Oduwole. They clapped. I said, you don't get it. What I'm trying to say is that there is only one of her. Your wife is not her. Stop telling your wife, why are you not like Reverend TJ? Because you are not Reverend Albert. And what my wife goes through, you don't know. Her husband is not around half the time. Hello? And because I look very nice, but not as nice as I look, don't tell anybody I told you. People are always comparing, Reverend T, Reverend is always nice. You are not very nice. Is that so? She's nicer, but people don't know. But don't tell people. Somebody went to one of my mentors' wife and said, man, I wish you are blessed. You are the one married to this great man of God. You are so blessed. I wish I'm the one married to him. You are blessed. Tell me what it is like. The man said, it's okay. He said, no, tell me. He said, no, it's okay. It's very fine. It's just that he eats only once a day. The man said, hey, I like that. He said, boy, he eats about 3 a.m. in the morning, and he does not eat yesterday's stew. You have to cook a fresh one every time. He's always very tired, so when he sleeps, he's not. The man said, so how are you coping? She just said a few minutes ago, you don't know Mr. Adam. Hello? Stop comparing. I used to wonder when John Hagee would be talking about dieting and co and say, boy, he's big. Until one day he was talking to his doctor, and his doctor said, yes, he's big because there are some DNA and co that makes him like that. There is no diet he can do to lose weight. So stop killing your husband. Go and lose weight. Go and lose weight. You marry a woman that is president shaking together. You are now complaining. Why you don't slim like Pastor Toyi? Did you not see her before you marry her? Unhealthy comparison. Stop comparing even your children with other people's children. Somebody said, why is my husband not like Mr. James? I said, because you are not Mrs. James. Do you notice that Genesis said to us, as God said, I'll make him an helpmate. He that is suitable, adaptable, and complete him. Suitable, adaptable, complete. Suitable, adaptable, complete. Which means God gives you somebody to complete you. Complete means complement, not compete. I'll come back to that. I used to have a great grandma. She's gone to be with the Lord. She was blind in her old age. But when we come in to visit her, she'll call us by name. And I've always been very vocal. So one day I told my mom, I said, I don't want to see your grandma again. My mom said, why? I said, she's a witch. Mom said, can you say something? I said, she must be a witch. How can you say that? How does she know who is talking, who is coming, before we even open her mouth, when she can't see? My mom said, ask her. I said, I will ask her and she will now kill me. But my mom said, ask her. So one day someone called again and I asked her, I said, Grandma, how do you know us? Oh, she said, all of you, the way you walk is different. I said, what? Oh, she said, your footsteps are very different. Your shoulder coming, you very different. When you walk, I can know who is coming. Then after that, I tried to listen to footsteps. They look the same to me. You know why? Because I have eyes. God compliments our hearing because of our lack of eyes. So there are things that that man does because of, I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yes.
Unhealthy comparison. Number 2, there is the ache of personal differences. Personal differences. Somebody asked the question and said, Reverend, why are we so different? For the same reason. He that is suitable, adaptable, and complete. Suitable, adaptable, and complete. If God gives you somebody exactly like you, he will compete with you and not complete you. One lady in Manchester yesterday said to me and said, and the problem is, it's not even emotional at all. I said, I'm traveling. He says, bye-bye. He won't even show emotion. I said, you are the emotional side of him. He said, no. I said, God deliberately made it like that so that God forbid something bad is happening to the children. While you are crying, he's running. Complete. I soon discovered that God does not want 2 of us in one house. Can I talk to you about the fact, you know, that Matthew chapter 19, at a point in time, it looks to me as if Jesus did not get the question. Have you ever felt like that? If you read it very well. But still they came to him, they said, can we divorce our wife for any reason? What is his answer? Male and female created he them. What are we asking you? What are you answering? Can we divorce our wife for any reason? Say male and female created he them. Can we divorce our wife? What he was trying to say is that almost 80% of your problem arise from differences because you are male, she's female. God made you opposite from the beginning. I love to put it like this. Pastor Vine, please come. Come with the sweet lady beside you. Come. I used to know Pastor Vine before his donation changes. I used to know him way back. One of the things I tell people is that even the brain of a man and the brain of a woman are very different. Scientists have even proven it, that all men are brain damaged. Do you know that? You don't know. All women have known that all their life. Science just proved it. They said when we were born, both sides of our brain was growing together. Then it came to a time that of the man stops growing. The right side, you don't know. I'm talking science right now. Stop growing. That of the woman grows. That is why most of the time, a woman could be multifunctional, a man can be. When a man is watching asthma, he's watching asthma. Can I go and die? But his wife is watching asthma, cooking the food, can wonder, where is Junior? This house is too quiet. Man can't notice. By default, I put the simplest way for me to put it is that the brain of a man is like rice. The brain of a woman is like spaghetti, you can see. You know how rice is? One grain, one grain, one grain. Every grain is separate. So when you ask him, he just finished talking to his mom 30 minutes. You say, who are you talking to? Mommy. What did he say? She said she's fine. When you ask her, who are you talking to? My mom. What did he say? You can't even imagine. You remember 2 years ago. What did she say? But you see, a woman's brain is so interwoven, you can't start from today. Anybody get what I'm saying? Starting from today for her is not possible. But, oh my God. How many women know what I'm talking about? That is why I had a meeting with the men in my church some 2 years ago. I said, I've discovered the greatest way for you to make your marriage work. I said, you want to know it? They said, yes. I said, never argue with your wife. They were like, ah. I said, yeah. They said, no, how can we not argue with them? Since you have been arguing with her, have you ever won? Then they said, no, never argue with your wife. If your wife says, you don't love me, just say, I'm sorry. From today, I'll be loving you. But you say you don't love me. You not say, how can you say I don't love you? Yesterday, I bought you a shoe. Because you bought me a shoe yesterday, that's why you say you love me. Remember 2 years ago when my shoe was spoiled? And he said, but your father, when your father needed money, I sent your father 10,000. He said, because my father did not have money, you're not breaking the issue of my father. You can't win. You don't love me. Say, I'm sorry. From today, I will be loving you. You know, I've learned that when my wife asks me a question, I should not be quick to answer. Yes. 90% of the questions are tricky questions. And that is why one time TJ said to me, she said, you don't listen to me. I was like, no, how can you say I don't listen to you and all that? Then she said, that's what I'm saying. What I want to say has nothing to do with listening. I'm just starting from there. I said, you two be going to the point. Most of the time when a woman starts, a man assumes that their brain is like our own. That what she's saying. That man, when the woman says, my head is paining me, his leg she's going. She needs a new shoe. She's just starting from there. But what she say, hey, you jump at it. No, let her talk. One of the greatest lessons I've learned as a pastor in over 20 years is never counsel a woman. I wasted about 15 years counseling women. No, it's not worth it. All you need to do as a pastor is sit a woman and let her talk. Reverend, I have a problem, I don't know what to do. In fact, you can't imagine what happened. In fact, the other time, and when we're going, okay, in fact, now I know what to do. If you allow a woman to talk long enough, she will talk the solution in her speech. Let me be quick to say this because my time is running. Now. So their own brain is like spaghetti, it's woven, everything is woven together. So when a woman has 100 pounds, she's thinking, how do I divide this between food, between grocery, between the kid, between Pampers and all that. When a man has 100 pounds, they say, oh, we've not paid for the bill. Which bill? Pay one bill. And the woman comes and say, what? I'm saying, we need that. And you know, the brain of men are so departmentalized. Ball is a very big one. Sport. Family, very small. Food, very big. Sex, very big. There is a compartment in the brain of men women never understand. That compartment is called nothing. Nothing. It's in the brain of every man. Women can't get it. Have you tried talking to your husband before and you say, what are you doing? He say, I'm busy. Can you help me with the kid? I'm busy. What are you doing? Nothing. And the woman is wondering, how can you be doing nothing? Yeah, it's a department in the brain of a man. We do nothing actively. We are very serious at doing nothing. A woman don't have that department. That's why a woman can't even sit down. When you sit down for 2 minutes, she starts to feel guilty. I should be doing something. Women, we don't feel nothing. Put your hands together for them. I don't have time, but in this book I mentioned one of my mentors had an issue and went to see one of his own mentors, who is an elderly man, a bishop. And he said to the bishop, he said, I'm having some issue with my wife. My wife did da. And bishop laughed and said, oh, she's a woman. You know, she said it in Yoruba, Obirini. And they said, you don't understand. My wife, Obirini. And the other time, after a while, my mentor said, I'm tired, Gary. All you are saying is she's a woman. I didn't come to hear that. The man laughed. I said, sooner than later, you will realize he's a woman. And you women need to realize he's a man. That is a cause of. Here I wrote 7 major differences. One of the differences, have you discovered that a man will buy any item that costs £1 for £2 because he needs it now? Yes. A woman will buy any item for £2 for £1 because it's on sale, even though they don't need it. Have you not seen women come up one day with 24 cartons of baked beans? I said, what is it? He said, it's on sale. Say, but we don't need it. Say, you didn't hear me. It's on sale. I'm saying we don't need it. But it's on sale. We're different. Are you getting what I'm saying? The headache of personal differences. Let me move to number 3. The headache of love languages. Let me talk a little bit about personal differences, because one of the things we need to realize is that God will always bring opposites together so we can complete one another. That's the essence of the other book I wrote on marriage. I love my spouse, but God will always bring opposites together. For about 20 years, I wrote that book, but for about 20 years, I've had husbands say, I love my wife, but I love my husband, but I love this, but I love that, but. Why is the but always there? Because nobody is perfect. Maybe that was why Jesus did not even marry. Maybe his wife would have had problems with him, that he prays too much on the mountain. But when opposites meet, God brings you together to sharpen one another, to make one another better. Did you get that? The headache of love languages. Just like we don't all speak the same natural language, the same way we don't all speak the same love language. I'm sure I've shared this story here before. Years ago, I was preaching in Johannesburg, South Africa, and I had a very important meeting in Lagos, Nigeria, Sunday evening. So I wanted to leave Johannesburg Saturday afternoon. And one church appealed to me. They said, no, they really want me to do their Sunday morning service. I shouldn't worry. They'll make sure I preach only 35 to 40 minutes. They'll put a car in front of the church. When it's time for me to round up, they wink at me. Then the protocol will take me straight to the airport. And they bought me another ticket to Nigeria. And they've gone to even check in my luggage for me, so that when I get there, I just walk through immigration on the flight. And I was very grateful for that, and that's what happened. Only for the fact that when I got on the flight, I checked the tag they gave me, and I discovered that the plane was going to pass through Cameroon, and they've tagged my luggage to Douala, Cameroon, instead of Lagos, Nigeria. I was perturbed. I was shocked. I don't know what to do. So when I complained to the person sitting next to me, he said, don't worry. When you get to Douala, Cameroon, just go to the information desk and explain to them, and they will shift the tag and all that. I said, oh, beautiful. So when we got to Douala, Cameroon, I walked straight to the information desk. I said, excuse me, I'm Dr. Albert. I'm coming from Johannesburg, going to Lagos, Nigeria, but there's a problem with it. And lady was looking at me like this. what I call mumutiously. Then separately, she didn't hear me well. I said, then I moved to Queen's English. She was just still looking. Then I increased my volume. She was looking. I said, why are you looking like that? Then she said, qu'est-ce que c'est? I said, qu'est-ce que c'est? We have all forgotten that in Douala, Cameroon, they don't speak English, they speak French. And even me, all the French I know is qu'est-ce que c'est? I say, qu'est-ce que c'est? Have mercy on me. Qu'est-ce que c'est, man of God? Qu'est-ce que c'est from Johannesburg? Qu'est-ce que c'est going to Lagos? Qu'est-ce que c'est my luggage? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Help me. God will help you. Qu'est-ce que c'est? But the more qu'est-ce que c'est I said, the more confused she looked. That is how some of you are speaking qu'est-ce que c'est to your husband and you are wondering why he's not responding. You are speaking qu'est-ce que c'est to your wife and you are wondering why your wife is not responding. The reason why they are not responding is because you are not speaking their language. A man by the name Jerry go to www.lovelanguage.com, I think. That is 100 questions you answer in about 5-7 minutes that will help you to know your love language. You need to know it. Gary Chapman, I wrote in this book, said there are 5 love languages. Number 1, that is some people's language is gift. When you give them gifts, they believe you love them. Number 2, for some people, it's words of affirmation. You are the only brain in my skull. You are the only kidney in my tummy. You are the only mosquito in my mosquito net. Number 3, some people's love language is acts of service. When you serve them, when you do things for them, they believe you love them. Then for some people, it's touch. Actually, for most women, it's touch. I've said it here before. But Joyce Meyer was saying in a meeting one time that American psychology said that the lifespan of a woman will be elongated if somebody that loves her or she loves touches her constantly. Did you hear that? The life of a woman will be elongated if somebody that loves her and she loves touch her constantly. When Joyce Meyer said that one woman stood up and turned to her husband, you see, you have been killing me. American psychologists also said that a woman needs at least 12 meaningful touches every day. At least 12 meaningful touches. I said that in one of our churches, and one rascal son of mine turned to his wife and said, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. See you tomorrow. But that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is at intervals during the day, keep on touching your wife. Hold her hand, squeeze her hand, pat her back, hug her. Non-sexually, bro, just touch for, I appreciate you are there. And I believe that because every woman Jesus healed, Jesus touched. Go and read your Bible. Every woman Jesus healed, Jesus touched. What of the men? They didn't touch us. Said to one, go and wash yourself in the river. He said to another, go and show yourself to your pastor. He said to the man of God, go to your friend, my friend, leave me alone. It's only the woman he touched. The ethic of love language means that if you don't know the language of your spouse, there will be a lot of disagreement. Because you are giving so much, but she's receiving so little. You are giving so much, but she's receiving, and you can't understand. Because the problem we have is that most of us try to communicate to people in our own love language. If your own love language is gifts, you keep on giving gifts. Our own love language might not be gift. Most love language is not gift. It's acts of service. It's the fact that the Reverend Alberto Oduwole is still doing dishes for her that trips my wife. And I still do. I don't like it, but don't tell her. Acts of service. For some people, it's quality time. I said this in a meeting, and one woman gave me a check of 1 million naira, what I'm saying to you. Because she said she's almost confused. She has 2 kids. Both of them were schooling in U.S. 3 kids. The 3 of them were schooling in U.S. So she goes there from time to hang out with them. And when she goes there, it's one that is always complaining. Because she will take them shopping, make sure they're okay. And then we say, so why did you come all the way from Nigeria? You can't even sit down with us. Always going places. He said, yeah, that's why I came, to take care of you. He said, no, you are not taking care of us. And she used to feel, what an ingrate boy. Until I explained to her, he is not an ingrate. It's time that is his love language. He does not need your money. He does not need a new shoe. He wants you to come in and sit with him and say, how are you doing? You've got to find out people's love language. I have 2 daughters. 2. And they are just opposite. You wonder where they come from. Just 2 opposite. When I get home, normally that one, when I was on my way, she sent me a chat. Dad, how are you doing? Just checking on you. Okay, talk to you later. Okay. That one is when I get home, he comes to me and says, Daddy, you are welcome. How have you been? I've missed you. You've been gone a while. Make sure you report to my room before you go upstairs to your wife. I say, I'm tired. I say, it's not my business that you are tired. Am I the one that sent you to travel? Report to my room. Then when I get there, all G's, that my friend, you remember I was doing it? Yeah, lying to that. Pastor should not be lying. I can't remember. Then she tell me the story all over again until when I get there, I'm like, my wife will tell me, don't forget to go to the beach room. I say, Daddy, shut up, I'm tired. I'm going. Say, okay, Daddy, we continue tomorrow. Then I go to the other one and knock a door. She's the only one in my house that locks a door. And you say, where is it? I say, your daddy, come in. Then I come in. Can I sit down? Sit down. How are you? Fine. High school? Good. How's everything? Okay. So I have to beg one to shut up. I have to come and be begging this one to talk. What kind of a life is that? Well, you've got to speak to people in their love language. Are you getting what I'm saying? The one that does not talk, her birthday is tomorrow. I have never missed a birthday before. So before I came on this trip, I was having a family meeting and said, maybe I won't be around for your birthday. Oh, she said, oh, okay. Then the other one said, what's that? That I missed my birthday like 3 times. But I know that for her, even if I miss her birthday for 10 times, it's not an issue. For this one that does not talk, it might be an issue. Don't put even your children on the same platform. What one condones, the other one might not. Yes. Are you getting what I'm saying? The love languages are different. Some people just want quality time. Some people just want communication. That's what they want. Are you getting what I'm saying? Praise God. Now, let me round up in this. You can pick the books. Reverend, so what do we do? Let me round up in John chapter number 6. John chapter number 6. I love this. The book of John chapter number 6. All right, thank you. One of the greatest things that happened in John chapter 6 was that Jesus, verse 2 said he performed too many miracles. Then verse 3 said he moved to the mountain. Verse 4 of John chapter 6 said, and when he got there, he was Passover of the Jews. Then verse 5 said, when he lifted up his eyes, there was a great company. One of the things you need to realize is that blessings come with burdens. Repeat after me, say blessings comes with burdens. Say it again, say blessings comes with burdens. Say it one more time, say blessings comes with burdens. You need to realize that you can never have a headache if you don't have a head. So if you cannot be grateful for the headache, be grateful you have a head. Nobody will have marital crisis except they have marriage. Nobody will have tuition problem except you have kids. So when you think of your problem, think that Father is a blessing that produced them. You don't have mechanic problem until you have a car. You don't sort out MOT if you don't have a car you are driving. Anybody get what I'm saying? It is your blessing that produced the burden. And many times we are so fixated on the burden, we forget the blessing. During the Father's Day, I was telling them in my church, the good father is a man that has picture in his wallet where he used to have money. That's a good father. He has picture in his wallet where he used to have money. So when he opens his wallet and there's no money there, he will look at the picture of the kids and say, okay, the money has gone to a good place. The burdens come because the blessings are there. And if you don't want the burden, you might lose the blessing. Are you getting what I'm saying? We are the problem at the point right now in our ministry. We have a problem. We have to be doing a 300 million naira, about $2 million project to build a gigantic auditorium, because we've gotten to a point now. We don't have any auditorium in our ministry. Out of about 20 we have that can accommodate people that come for our joint meetings. So we have to go and be renting. Then we are building. Are you getting what I'm saying? It is, Jesus was moving in miracles. The Bible says he lifted up his eyes and saw multitude he didn't plan for. He didn't prepare for. And John did not tell us how long they were there. Matthew said they were there for 3 days. Then Jesus looked around. John chapter 6. When he lifted up his eyes, then he turned to Philip. Where do we get bread? Verse 5. That these people may eat. They've not eaten. Matthew translation said, he said, because when they start, excuse me, it's because I'm speaking with microphone unless I have this button. Okay, can you hear me now? He lifted up his eyes. Matthew translation said, because he said to them, he said, these people don't know they're hungry now because they're listening to me. He said, once they start to leave, they will start, not hungry, they will start fainting. So your blessings come with a burden. I'll never forget one thing I saw on Facebook, very funny. I had to show it to my wife. You know, these guys were living in, I don't know if you know what it's called, Face Me and Face You. It's a house in which both tenants are facing one another. And one was fighting the wife. It's on Facebook, very interesting story. And was fighting the wife and was carrying her load. And the wife was begging him, okay, I'm from Africa, I'm not from UK. In UK, it's a man that lives. In Africa, it's a woman that lives. Hello? Hello? In UK, it's the man that say you're going to sleep on the couch today. No, the man say you're sleeping outside today in Africa. Okay. So the man was carrying the load, say, you are leaving. The woman was begging. The neighbor was looking. So when the man brought the load out, the neighbor carried it into his own room and came out looking. Then the man carried the other one. Then the neighbor carried. But the third one, the man looked around and said, where are the things? Then he said, wicked man. He went in and started bringing it back one by one. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Yes. What he saw as a burden, the other man must have been looking at the blessing, not the burden. I wrote in the book, I Love My Spouse, bought the 80-20 principle. There's nobody you marry that gives you 100% blessing. What you get is 80% blessing, at least 20% burden. But a lot of people, they are so stupid, you know, with their wife is good, she can cook, the sex is good, she takes care of them, what she can reason at their level of intelligence. The only problem, she does not know how to dress. When she dresses, you see a moving rainbow. You can just Sunday invite her to children's church, use her to teach children color. And the man is always complaining. How can you see my wife? She's moving. Is she a rainbow? Is she a rainbow? Look at her, green over yellow over purple, and complain. Until one day, they gave him a secretary that everything was perfect. The nails, the toenails, the lips, the fingertips, every tips was okay. Then the man said, this is what I'm talking about. Then he leaves his wife for the secretary, only to discover the secretary can't cook. She can't reason at his level of intelligence. She can't flow with families and friends. And the fool had thrown away 80% to cleave to 20%. The problem for most of us is that we're so fixated on the 20, we forget the 80. That is why they said 90% of second marriages don't work. Why? Because all of them, when they come out of this marriage, they run to 20%, only to discover what they've left behind. So Jesus had a problem in his hands. Then he said to them, but look at this, because I need to close now. Look at this. So he said to them, get something for these people to eat. Philip, in verse 7, said, 200 penny worth of bread is not sufficient to take it. If everybody's going to take a little, what did Philip do? Philip magnified the problem. That's what all of us do sometimes. We magnify the problem in our marriage. P.T. told you, I told you, even in our own marriage, we have our own issues, but we don't magnify them. A lot of people magnify the problem at work. They magnify you don't know that you have a problem at work if you don't have work. I had to bring a widow to my church to interview her. One day when she told me what widows go through. Young lady, but a widow. She said to me, now she wonder what they used to fight about. That she wished the husband is still around for them to be fighting on those things, but be alive. Terrible. Magnify the problem. He said, if we have the money, where will we get to buy? And we just need to magnify the problem. Look at Andrew in verse 8. What did Andrew do? Andrew said, there is a lad in verse 9 that has 5 barley loaves and 2 small fishes. But what are they among so many? One magnified the problem, the other one minimized the seed. Minimized the potential of the seed. Said only 5 loaves were over 5,000 men, not counting. Come on now, how will it go around? Forget it. This is too small. One of them magnified the problem, the other one minimized the seed. But look at one thing I found very interesting. Jump back to verse 6. Jesus asked them the question, knowing what he will do. Oh my God. Verse 6 told us that just asked the question, he already has a solution to the situation. He knew what he would do. He was asking to test them because he knew what we normal human beings we do in marriage, in life. Number 1 thing we do is that we magnify the problem. Number 2 thing we do, we minimize our seed. But what did Jesus do? Look at what he did. He gave thanks. He magnifies God. Hallelujah. In your marriage, in your finances. I don't know if you have been there before. When you look at your pocket, you look at the bills. And you say, what is this among so many? Oh, come on now. All of you are too rich to understand what people like us are going through. Hello? When you look at the problem and you look at, you say, what is this among so many? But Jesus took what somebody despised and gave thanks. And God multiplied it. Whatever you thank God for is what God multiplies. I'm here to say to you, stop magnifying the problem. Stop minimizing the power of your seed. Start to magnify God. All of them were in the same situation. But Jesus knew the answer is in the praise. Amen. But he asked them because he knew what human beings do. A lot of you have magnified your problem in your home, in your life, in your finances, in your health so much. And some of you have minimized the seed so much. But we need to give thanks to God. We need to magnify God in every situation. If you don't have a head, you don't have a headache. If you can't thank him for the headache, thank him for the head. Start to give him praise and give him glory. And say, Father, I'm grateful for this you have done. I'm grateful for what you have given me. I'm grateful for the things you have provided. Start waking up. Wake up in the morning. I woke up this morning and I said, God, today, tomorrow, I don't have a prayer point. All I have is praise point. Tomorrow will be exactly 19 years of my ordination. Exactly 19 years of inauguration of our ministry. It's going to be my daughter's 16th birthday. All things are not all together, but yet I have a reason to praise God. Oh, if you pause to think, there is a cause to thank. When I think of the goodness of Jesus and all is done for me, my soul shall shout. Your soul is not shouting because you are not thinking. You are not thinking. You are not thinking. I have been married 2 years, no baby, but you can still have baby. Thank God for that. Well, I'm 45, I'm not married. Yeah, but you are still alive. Married people are there. If there is life, there is hope. I'm a graduate, I have no job, but you can work. People have the job that they can't go to work. P.T. told us this morning, we can even come to church. There are people that want to go, can't go. Oh, glory to God. Stand on your feet. We're going to give him praise. 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 Lift up your hands and give him praise. And give him glory. And say, Father, I give you praise. I give you glory, Lord. I give you praise. I give you glory. Hallelujah. Open your eyes and look at me. Let me quickly share with you a testimony. Open your eyes and look at me. Let me quickly share with you a testimony. This won't take time. January last year, I called my family together and I told my children January 1. I said this year, 2014, we do 2 family vacations every year. I said I'm considering either Dubai or London for the vacation. I said, you kids, you make up your mind which one you want. When you decide, tell me, then we'll go there. You know, I said that. I just said it. By January 2, my son came to me and said, Daddy, the vacation, how many days more? Then I knew I was in trouble. Because we are talking December, it's already counting days, January the 2nd. I said, okay, so I need to put money aside for this vacation. I started putting money aside. Then in July, I just came back for a meeting. We were praying and fasting. And God said, go and build a cathedral. And I laughed. I said, God, you know our account, there is no money there. God said, no, go build it. I said, well, God, you know there's no money anywhere. God said, there is money somewhere. I said, no, not anywhere. He said, that account. I said, God, don't go there. In the name, God, I beg you in the name of God. Don't discredit me before my children. I gave them a promise. God said, bring out the money. It's about 1.2 million. I said, but God, the architect told us it's going to cost 200 million naira. What is this among so many? God said, I don't need all. I need a seed. So I didn't talk to my children. I talked to my wife. She said, God's telling you to give. So I gave it. I came to UK in October. My kids were still saying, Daddy, we made up our mind. We think it's London. I was trying to say them, London will be good. It's because London is more expensive. I said, Abuja, Dubai is closer. So somebody called me. I said, Rev, what's your plan for your vacation in December? Then when I was saying that, God said to me, God said, shut up and start to give thanks. I said, well, God, this is October. God said, start to give thanks. So I started giving thanks. Not only for that, for also the project. Because the project, we need 300 million. We have, what is that? God said, be giving thanks. So I will go to the site and dance before God, like a madman. That will stay in my car and say, God, every time the thought of the trip comes, say, God, I give you that. Somebody come and say, Reverend, what's your plan for December, for your family vacation? I said, we are considering London or Dubai, but we are thinking. He said, why not both? I said, well, no, we are more settling for Dubai. London will be cold. That might not be there. He said, no, ask the children, they might want both. I said, what's your own? I was saying this out of me. I don't have money for one. You are saying both. Don't put me into trouble. I said, no, we are doing one. He said, because God told me and my wife to pay for the trip for the whole family. I said, we will do both. If it is you, would you do both? Paid for the hotel, paid for the trip, paid for the cars that picked us and dropped us, paid for everything. I've discovered that when you give thanks in little, God turns into much. You've never even given God thanks for giving you a husband. Only complain, God, see the man you have given me. You've not even given him a thanks over your wife. Lift up your hands and say, Father, I give thanks.